design is strategy in Airbnb, and it's going to be like indicative of your success, because some people think that they can just IKEA the whole thing, or, you know, it's functional, it works, so like it'll book, but then, you know, they're skimping on photography and they're taking it with their iPhone, and like it's just not presenting well.
All right, so no podcasting experience?
None.
First one. All right. Well, we'll be gentle. So, first off, thank you for being interested even to coming on. Second off, I have an Airbnb, and you manage a bunch of them, so I feel like it'd be a great episode, especially for people that might be looking to get into that space.
Yeah, totally.
Because it's not really as easy as people think it is.
No, it's not.
There's a little bit more to it.
I'm always like, I feel like clarifying to people that, you know, there's a lot of people think that, well, we'll get into that with some of the questions, but.
Yeah, no sweat. Well, I'll give you a little intro. I just wanted to introduce Sara Cunningham, part of the Selling Scotia group. Also manages Airbnbs. Do you guys have a business name for that? Sorry?
Scotia Stays.
Scotia Stays. I should have did a bit more research. I apologize.
That's okay.
We've both been kind of running around trying to make this happen. So, yeah, let's just get into it since we're kind of already kind of getting into the flow of things. So, everybody starts off with a bit of an introduction, a little bit of a background. So I was just curious, like, are you a Halifax gal? Where's home?
I'm actually from New Brunswick.
Oh,
Moncton.
wow. There you go.
But I moved here after university, and Halifax has been home for almost about 8 years now, maybe 9. But
what pulled you into Halifax?
Just love it here. We really are Canada's ocean playground. You know, it's so beautiful. It's a good
20 minutes
balance.
from any ocean or water hole.
Exactly. It's a really good balance of everything. Like, it's not too chaotic. There's, like you said, again, everything is about 20 minutes away.
Yeah. Maybe 40 in traffic now.
Yeah, true. Depending where, for sure. But yeah, it's just, you know, we've got it all. We've got rivers, lakes, ocean. There's real estate here is beautiful.
Yeah, you know what's always been surprising to me is I've had a lot of people come up to me over the years. Maybe it was when I was a bit younger, but they're like, oh man, we're so bored. There's nothing to do here. I'm like, are you crazy?
I know. That's exactly how I feel. There's
so
so
many
much to do. There's always somewheres new to explore. Like the staycations, you know?
Yeah, like me and my wife, like, you know, poor Thor's not around anymore, but our first dog, giant schnauzer, near and dear to our heart. Anyway, we used to love to go camping all over. You know, we go Fundy National Park, go to Kedgie, we go up to the Highlands of Cape Breton.
Yeah.
We used to go to the Cobequid Mountain Range out in like Parsboro area, and we did a lot of the mountain hikes there, chasing waterfalls. And like, we had this little Nova Scotia waterfalls book for anybody that wants to go out and experience what we have. There is a book you can get at, I believe, Chapters or Indigo. It's a local guy that wrote all the. It used to be like a little treasure map. It'd be like, you know, oh, you're gonna see a tree that looks like Grandpa's nose, and then you're gonna have to set your odometer for like 1.5 kilometers, and then you're gonna see a rock that looks like a bird, and you're gonna take a right. And that's kind of like as rudimentary as it was.
That's so true.
And it was like, you know, all these waterfalls off these like unbeaten paths. But it was fun because it was like a step by step, and you had to like try to get there. Now it's like, you know, Google Maps and friggin' GPS, and it's like, it's not even like, yeah, you'll get there, but like the adventure is part of it.
That's very true. Very
so
true.
Anyway, we did 10 days in Grossmore, Newfoundland, which obviously isn't here, but like Atlantic Canada, Nova Scotia, pick a province.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Right? I mean, and there's a ton of stuff to do in New Brunswick.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know, Hopewell National Park. You got with the tides. You got St. Andrews, the Algonquin. If you want to go a little more bougie, you got the Fundy National Park, which we're a big fan of. So yeah, to be bored.
I know.
In Atlantic, we'll just even go to bigger, a bit more macro, Atlantic Canada. You're crazy.
There's a lot of exploring to do here. No, exactly.
And you like book one of your Airbnbs.
Book an Airbnb. Seriously.
Right? Or maybe you want to come up to mine in Tatamagouche.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
So, New Brunswick, come to Halifax. You loved it. Why'd you end up in real estate?
I know. Well, it's funny. I've always been an avid Airbnb goer.
Oh, yeah.
I love that so much. A quick little easy vacation. And again, like we just spoke about, there's so much to explore in Nova Scotia. So that was really fun when I first moved here and finding out different areas and like all the little fun things they have to do. But I really felt like I have a hospitality background already. But it was always my dream to own an Airbnb. So my first purchase in real estate was actually an Airbnb.
Was it your own?
Yeah, me and my partner at the time.
Okay.
So
like business partner or partner?
no
Relationship.
relationship.
Partner.
Yes, yeah. So had found this property and it was super cute. Had a lot of fun with it. Had some expectations for it, like just hoping it was going to cover the mortgage if we could rent it out maybe for the weekends. And it honestly, like it blew up. Like it was booked almost all the time, and for 4 years, like consistently, it brought in over 60,000.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and it was great.
How big a spot was it?
About like a little over 600 square feet.
Right. So my cottage is like 500 or so.
Yeah, and it was that I think at a really good time too because it was COVID. Like everything was starting to kind of lift at that point, but
Right.
People weren't really traveling. So
did you have to pay COVID money, or did you get it like a little bit before?
Paid $30,000 over for it at the time, but it was still only $200,000, which back in 2021. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it did really, really well. It wasn't on a lake or anything, but it was in part of like Canyon Point Resort. Has like the deeded access points.
Okay, so you could get there. Anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, and it really got me going in it. And with real estate growing, I had a lot of clients looking for similar things. So that's kind of how management started. Kind of fell into it, but yeah, they very much go hand in hand, but I'm definitely very passionate about Airbnb.
Yeah. What started all that? Like when you were like, I'm getting into real estate, I'm going to buy an Airbnb. Like, when did this all like kind of culminate in your mind? And like, when did you realize like, oh, okay, well, this one's blowing up. Maybe we should do this again.
Yeah, it was
and
very
maybe
exciting.
turn it into
100%. Yeah.
Like, tell me a little bit about like
totally
that thought process and how that might have come about.
Yeah. So I got into real estate for similar reasons that I really love, like Airbnb, adventuring. I've always really loved homes, and I think I really enjoy that it's different every time, right? You're taking someone through that journey and like whatever chapter in life that they're in, like it's really cool to be part of that.
Absolutely.
And Airbnb kind of goes with that too, because there's so many properties that people could be Airbnb-ing and, sharing with others. And I don't think a lot of people kind of realize that. I think in Nova Scotia, it really boomed over the last 5 years. It's a lot more popular now. There's a lot more competition, but.
What do you think about some of the restrictions in like the immediate city? Like, because that yours are further out in the rural area, so
rural,
not affected. But do you have clients that maybe did
totally
and might have been forced to sell because it didn't make sense?
The city's hard, right? Because it can be slower in the shoulder seasons and things like that. And so a lot of people were like, the registration fee isn't worth it anymore because it's $2,000 within HRM. And so, it got rid of quite a few, I would say. There's still some. There's definitely a demand for it because, when people are coming here and you've got families and kids or like a dog, they're not going to stay at the Sutton. That's not what they want to be doing.
The price point's not going to work.
It's not going to work. No.
They need somewhere to cook a meal. They need to bring the dog to pee or walk the dog or whatever. And it's just like, and it's the shame of it all. And I don't know, like, I don't know if Buddy that told me this listened, but I'm not going to mention any names, but he had for those that are listening, I think I mentioned it in the podcast before. I forget with who, but it might have been my buddy Paul. But he knows a guy that was in that meeting, and they brought in all the hoteliers from all the hotels. And they're like, so what do you want us to do? And they're like, well, we want you to charge them the hospitality tax, and we want you to charge them a registration fee because they're taking away our business.
Yeah, just hurt all the little guys.
It's like,
right?
God forbid.
Oh, I know.
Little folks like me and you try and get ahead.
I know.
And then the big old hoteliers are just like...
Yeah, just stomp on you. Yeah, I know.
And the council just goes, okay.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, it's enraging. They're constantly changing everything, too. It's almost hard to keep up with sometimes.
Well, I did the one at my house for 2 years. All of a sudden, I get a letter like, oh, you got to re-register. And I was like, okay, because I guess you got to do it every year anyway.
I know.
So I re-register, and they're like, oh, yeah, you need your municipal like sign off.
There's
like,
all kinds of hoops. They keep
I'm
changing
like,
the
okay.
hoops, what you need, and like
Then I go get the thing.
everything costs money, even a zoning letter. Like
it's wild.
And it's like you can see the zoning online, but you need someone to confirm that. It's like no, you don't.
No, it's not. Why would you post that it's this if it's not that?
No, exactly. So there's been a lot that's changed over the last 5 years. So I've been at it for about that long now.
I make $4,000 or $5,000 less a year. Like, I mean, maybe that's not a lot of money to some people, but
it adds up though.
That's it's a decent chunk.
Absolutely.
I mean, I got my cousin in there. I'm helping. Moved back from Ontario. He doesn't cause me any issues, and he's family, and it's nice to help too. But
there's a lot more versatility that comes with Airbnb too, with short term. You have somebody in there for a week, you can block it off for the rest of the month, and you're going to make a lot more money in short term. It's higher risk, but if you're good at it and you know what you're doing, the thing with Airbnb too is that when you're looking at a property, usually if you can short-term rent it, you can long-term rent it. So, it's a good option to take. Like, it depends how much you want to be involved, though, like, and how much work you want, because it's obviously more work unless you hire someone to do it. But
absolutely,
it's
just a shame that they just didn't let people because I think in the grand scheme of HRM, I think there's only like 1,200 or so.
Oh yeah, well, There's such a demand for it. I understand that it was getting a bit out of control because students had nowhere to live downtown and and that. But rather than, solving problems, they like to point the finger at Airbnb and people that they think you're just making money hand over fist, and that's not how it is either.
It's not without risk,
No,
huge risk
not.
actually.
Yes,
because they say like buying your house is probably the biggest purchase you ever make. So if these people are going out buying the biggest purchase they may ever make,
and then you're
a few times over,
and
then you're like, oh, actually, you've been doing that for a couple of years, and you probably ran your numbers on doing this, but no.
We're going to tell you what to do with what you want.
Yeah, that's a shame. Yeah, there's a lot of that going on, which I'm not a big fan of. But anyway, we don't want to get too down that rabbit hole.
That's another day.
Have a happy podcast. So why don't you tell me maybe a little bit about how being in real estate as a realtor has kind of helped you maybe identify good opportunities for Airbnbs versus maybe like, maybe even not for yourself. Maybe you're working with clients that are looking for, such an opportunity because you're obviously the expert in the field. Like, have you ever been like, yes, no, this is like slam dunk, definitely get this, or like, no, that's not going to work for Airbnb.
100%.
And like, how do you kind of help to identify that for whether it's a personal or business purchase for yourself or a potential client purchase?
Yeah, I think obviously it's subjective to the client, but really the first thing that I would ask someone is like, what's your goal here? Like, because if it's to cash flow, that's one thing. If it's to, just make some passive money while you're not using it, then that's another. But that really matters because, I have a lot of people that are like, oh, I'll buy the $700,000 property and we can Airbnb it and, we can charge $800 a night and, it'll be great. And I'm like, that's just not how it works though. You'd be so much better off buying 2 places for that price that have less overhead. And the problem with a house like that or a home, typically they're bigger, right? You're going to sleep more people, which can be great, but you're going to miss out on, like, you have to think about who's going to be staying there and who can afford it. So you want to keep those brackets a certain way so that you're casting the net to get the couples or like a couple families, And I think that when they're too big, you're going to miss all of those people because they're not going to book it for just 2 because it's too expensive, or it doesn't quite work out the way that people think it's going to. Your overhead's going to eat you. Your margins are going to be too hard to reach. So, things within the 300 range that's a good place to be because say your bills are coming in around 2,000, 2,500. If you can pull 5,000 a month, then
that's great.
And that's very reasonable. That's very reasonable. Like 3 of my properties were around that price point, and that's kind of where,
mark.
that's kind of where you need to be. And like, of course you can go a bit more. But you just have to really think about who's going to be booking it because, people, our economy, like last year was the first year that I saw like an actual dip in Airbnb for the first time, kind of across the board.
Really?
But, that has to do with what's going on here
For
and
sure. We're
people's
getting squeezed pretty
affordability
hard. Yeah.
and like
Taxes,
everywhere,
food,
right?
gas.
Exactly. So
Everybody's feeling it. So where does it go? Well, we can't do that vacation anymore with the kids.
Exactly.
We got to stay home and go to a park or whatever.
100%. And so when you're outpricing yourself, so say you have like these margins to hit, it's going to be very expensive. And then people are going to look at that price for say like a week in the summer when they could be paying, traveling and paying less just because, you have to hit a nightly rate. You have to, and the other thing that comes with that, right, is all of your bills are going to be escalated. Your cleaning fee is going to be more.
Oh, yeah. If you're cleaning a $700,000 home, what is that? At least 2,000 plus square feet, probably.
Exactly. Well, yeah, I mean, it depends usually on the bedroom and the bathroom and, what amenities do you have? Do you have a sauna, a hot tub? Like,
are they cleaning
what's
that?
the landscaping look like? How long's the driveway? It all can really rack up. It's honestly not a smart financial decision. And, it works for some people because they're buying it as, say, like a family cottage and, like, they're not necessarily worried about.
Yeah, they're just mitigating some of the costs.
Yes.
Whereas, like, cash flowing it or making it pay for itself and
Absolutely.
break even isn't really the goal.
Yeah, like, it's very hard to pull those margins, especially year-round. Like, you can always have a really good summer, but you want to think about what's going to make you sustain year-round. Like, what is around you? What amenities do you have? Because that really comes into play when people are choosing a spot to stay. And there's so much to choose from now. So you have to stand out.
Yeah, well, that's it. And it's like, like those big places are good if you have like a big family retreat. But let's be real, how many family, like how many retreats have you went on with your family? You know what I mean?
Exactly. Like,
so it's maybe,
it's
was
just
it
not
once
as
a year?
often.
Was it once every 2 years? 3? But like, you and your boyfriend or me and my wife or, pick a couple. Do you want to stay in my little 1-bedroom loft cabin for a couple $100 a night or one of your places for probably an equivalent price point? It's got a little hot tub.
Well, exactly.
It's in the middle of the woods.
When I'm thinking about a place that I'm booking, like what am I looking for? I want it to be cozy, aesthetically pleasing, surrounded by something really nice, private.
Nature.
Yeah, exactly. So, I'm not looking for something that has 4 bedrooms and that's kind of like,
doesn't even
your
have to be
typical
like super
IKEA.
ritzy either. Like,
No. Like, I think that, in Falls Lake, for example, there's a lot of options to choose from. And, since I started like almost 5 years ago with my spot that was there, there's like, it's just exploded down there. So you have so much competition and you have to really kind of differentiate yourself in that market down there or you're not going to get the bookings.
Yeah. What would you think, speaking of that, good lead into my next question. So common mistakes that buyers make when they think a property will work for everybody. You said size.
Yeah.
That's probably a big one. Price point. Depending on what your goals are. Are you looking at cash flow? Are you looking break even? Are you looking just to mitigate some of the expenses depending on, what you're buying? What are some of the other maybe common mistakes that people just think, oh, I'll buy this, I'll throw it up on Airbnb. Is there anything else that comes to mind that serves as like some problems? Like obviously, where is it? Do you have to clean it? Are you going to clean it? Proximity
is huge.
Right.
So you can typically always find a cleaner, but it is going to be hard in the places that are more rural. Like it always is. And what happens if, they're sick one day or something happens, you need a backup. And then, because you're not going to make it out there in time to flip it every day. Say it's an hour and a half away or, it doesn't allow for, you have to make sure that where you're picking, it's actually probably the most, I want to say the most important part, but you know what? There are some properties that stand out so well that people will travel to them. Like you see shack up cabins in like the tower. Have you seen that one?
No.
It's really cool. Things that are different. It's almost like a watchtower that they built, and it's got like a tiny...
no, I do.
Yeah.
I seen it once.
It's beautiful.
It's like an old fire tower.
Yeah.
I'd be terrified to stay up there.
That was amazing, but
Did you stay there?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
How high is it?
I can't can't remember,
50
but
feet?
it's pretty high. Yeah. Like you get a wicked view up there and see like people travel for that because they're like, that is so cool.
That is pretty cool.
When else are you going to be in a hot tub, like up in the air like that over, just private? I know. So things like that, like you just really have to be cool, like essentially. You just have to be, like design is strategy. So, there's a lot of cookie cutter cottages out there and they're great and people love them. And in the summer, you're probably going to book, but like you want to almost take it to the next level and think like, what's going to make me book like year round? Like, am I on a lake? Can you skate on it in the winter? Or am I close to a ski hill? Or, there you go with yours. Yeah. Yeah. So.
Yeah, is log cabin cool enough?
Very cool. Yeah. Very cool.
And our whole approach was like, well, I always wanted one. It's just kind of a super huge coincidence that it fell in my lap when it did. But I'm happy it did because I jumped on it. It's nice for us. Like the objective is to use it as an investment, but also try and enjoy it. Like,
I think that everyone kind of, there's a lot of people that would feel that way. That's exactly why I do it.
Yeah.
But I kind of got into it with that mindset and then furthered it. And I was like, oh, this will be a really great investment because they hold, we're in the real estate world. That's where I want to put my money. That's where I want to invest it. And I get a lot of like enjoyment out of people enjoying a space that I've curated. Like,
absolutely.
like that's awesome. Me and my friends that have invested together, that's like our favorite part. And it makes it worth it when you're dealing with guests that aren't so great sometimes. Like the good ones certainly make up for it. And
yeah, I love the place when I was Airbnb. My once was formerly my single car garage under my living room, which is now a studio bachelor unit, we'll call it. Like somebody come in like complain about the location.
Always the stupidest thing.
What are you talking about? Like,
I know.
You knew where it was.
I know.
I mean, not the exact location, but it gives you the proximity. You can see it's in the subdivision.
I've argued that so many times because it's like where you're booking, but
like not
their
enough
argument.
Activities.
I know their argument like back is just that like, yeah, well, they knew where they were choosing, but maybe they didn't like it when they got there, and I'm like, wow.
Well, how is that my problem?
I know.
Or it's like one person. And again, like my cottage is small. It's only a 1-bedroom loft, and the same thing with my apartment at my house. It's my foot tangled up in here. It's small, but both places have a pull-out couch. I don't know about you, but anytime I was like, "Hey, cool, we're going here," also, there's a bed and a pull-out, and if I'm like, "I'll sleep on the pull-out," I'm expecting it to sleep like a pull-out.
Well, it's not going to be a luxury memory foam king bed by any
So the other thing is the one I have for the main bed is a luxury, like Douglas mattress, has like 5,000 4.9 star reviews. Like I really like looked into this because I was like, I want people to have good sleep. And then whoever slept on the couch was like, yeah, your mattress is going to be more comfortable. I'm like, do you mean the pull-out couch?
I know.
And they're like, well, and I was like, that has to be the one you mean, right? Because the other one's like 2 people slept on that. It's one of the best mattresses I think you can buy for money anyway. But anyway, it's crazy to me. But
functionality goes a long way, right? In a small space. Like me and my parents have one called Periwinkle Perch in St. Margaret's Bay, and it's tiny. It's almost like converted like old shack.
Fishing shack?
Yeah, like essentially like but it's very small, but 1 bedroom like yours, but pull-out couch. But I actually did put memory foam, and it's one of those IKEA like sectionals.
Nice.
And I have memory foam and on the side, so you can put it on top, and it's actually very comfortable.
Yeah, fun fact. I don't know if my wife will watch this, and I'll take some of the blame because I still followed through with it. But we bought a first couch. Well, the first couch that was there, because we bought like it kind of. I wrote everything come with it, so I threw out everything I didn't want. I replaced what I needed. But the couch was one of the things I was like, oh, I need a way better couch. It was just one of those like fold down ones, not a pull out.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, we need a better couch. So we found one. It's like in this guy's apartment, this old fella's apartment. It's like never been used. He didn't want anything much at all for it. So it's like perfect. So first I've got to go drag it out of buddy's apartment.
It's like you're getting it for free, but then you're back.
And then I had to borrow my buddy's truck. God love him.
Yeah.
And my cousin to help because he couldn't help because he had work to do. So I had his truck, got my cousin, got the freaking couch, drug it from there, put it in my rec room downstairs, drug it from there my father come up. We had to do some work, drug it up to the
I
cottage, got
know.
it set up, and then I was like, we should have a roll top memory foam mattress because I slept on it the first couple, and I was like, this isn't great.
Yeah.
Because the baby, baby and mom were upstairs, and I didn't want to. We were co-sleeping anyway.
Yeah.
I didn't want to disrupt.
Amazon, you can get one for like $80.
Well, see, we did, but then my wife was like, "Why don't we just like fold everything up in with
no.
it?"
Did it work?
No. Oh, it did, but didn't want to come out.
Oh no. Because it would
Then I made
expand.
it. Then I made it come out,
Oh no.
and then I broke it. So we had to get a new couch.
Yeah.
And
The
it's not quite
hiccups
as
in the
good as the
beginning.
other one, but it's good. It's decent. It's good, but it was just like, just the frustration of the work it took, and then like I was like, oh, and this is the solution, and then we ended up throwing that couch out and returning the memory foam. I was like, fuck it, it's a pull out. If you're gonna complain about that,
I know. It's
and
true.
like let's be real, most people it's probably gonna be a couple's getaway. Maybe the kids are sleeping on the pull out if they bring a little one, but. It's like, it is what it is.
I know.
But for us, we didn't want to build ours up too. It's a log cabin, right? So you can't really like dress it.
Yeah, you got the rustic vibe.
Right, yeah. So, if that's what you're going for, then I think you're going to have a good time. We got a little hot tubs on 10 acres.
Exactly.
Huge backyard, huge front yard. You're kind of nestled in there, super private.
It's wicked.
River off the back. Good fishing, too, if you like to fish trout. And I heard a couple other species, but I don't want to give it away because I don't want people fishing off the back of my
There you
property.
go.
So, because I knew there was a few locals like down the way
Yeah.
when we were up there last weekend. But yeah, anyway, I'm trying to just, I digress. Going off on a tangent
Yeah,
here.
that's okay.
What are some of the key things like they should consider, when they're looking specifically at a property, Airbnb wise?
Yeah. So I think location is going to be a big one just based off of what's around you, what's the draw to the area.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good one. Like I said, there's some properties that are going to stand out and people, like even if it's, very remote in the middle of nowhere, that's kind of the vibe too that sometimes people want, right?
Yeah.
So
and I don't know if you want to tell people, like, do you have recommended areas? Not that we want people encroaching on your business.
No,
but
not at all. Listen, Windsor's great.
Windsor.
Falls Lake, any of those lakes up there are great. My second biggest hub is probably like the South Shore, like along like the Lighthouse Route, St. Margaret's Bay Road, like up towards like Tantallon and up is really great. Like that whole strip that you can travel, like, you're hitting Home Bay, like you can take it the whole way. And then I guess Lunenburg is really great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't mention Tatamagouche, but
No, Tad is amazing. I don't have anything there
I
yet,
know, I'm just
but
messing with you.
I got my eye on it. You know what's great about
you got
Tata?
Yost Winery, you
Yes.
got Wentworth 20 minutes away out of
And
my
you're
cottage.
getting more it's closer to New Brunswick, right? So you're
For
getting
sure.
you're getting more of that. I have a spot even in Shelburne, and people do travel there because it's kind of like a spa experience. But
Okay.
it's once you get to like the 2.5 hours from the city, sometimes you
Right.
lose some people. Like an hour and a half is good.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah.
It's a little quick rip.
Yeah. Totally.
Put a podcast on or your favorite Spotify and
Exactly.
get a coffee. Next thing you're living it up.
Exactly. So yeah, I would guess I would say location is huge. And it's like, sometimes I don't want to be rude in saying this, but sometimes people think, we'll just like they don't really have like a design in mind when they're putting it together. And design is strategy in Airbnb, and it's going to be like indicative of your success because
Yeah. Could you give me like an example of like what you mean?
Yeah. So me and my friend Kat purchased a place in November of last year, and it's more of like an A-frame style, big, tall, open windows and like very high
Scandi one, right?
Yeah,
Scandi River Retreat.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
I've been watching.
Yeah. So that one, it stands out. People really like it. It's kind of, the reason we called it Scandi is because we designed it Scandinavian. So it's got kind of its own personality. And people really love that. That's kind of trending right now. But it's also very functional and comfortable. Like that's what we liked about it. Yeah, there is a loft in that one. Yeah, 2-bed.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's what I kind of have envisioned because I got another lot on that property. And the idea would be to like build another one.
Yeah.
That can house a few more people.
Exactly.
But not a ton.
It's the perfect size, like it can sleep 6 people. You'd be a little, You'd be tight,
You'd
but
be cozy.
yeah, but
Gotta
it
like
still
who
can.
you're staying with.
That's exactly it. Yeah, you got to share a bed, but
Right.
yeah.
If your business is missing calls, then you're losing business too. 76% of callers don't leave a voicemail, and 62% call the competitor. So text or call the number on the screen and get your voice AI receptionist set up now and never miss another call again. Furthermore, mention Chris and your first 90 days are free.
Try to make it as streamlined as possible in that regard. I say that, but then Scandi has like an incredibly long driveway, and it's windy and it's steep.
Well,
but it works.
Sounds private though.
It's very private. Yeah, that's the trade-off, right?
And I think that's probably that's a good trade-off to have. Although a little bit more to manage, but yeah, when we're looking at like Airbnbs, like just in experience, like speaking from experience in buying mine, where a lot of the stuff I was able to write, like everything kind of come with it, and thinking back to my guy that stayed at my personal residence where my original Airbnb was, there was like, oh, not enough to do. Is that like something you take into account when you're setting up your Airbnbs? Like, do you have like a little guest book with like recommended places to go? Do you like have games for them to potentially play?
I go all out with all of that. Like I'll have lots of
very
board
important
games.
then.
Yeah, very important. Board games, anything that can make a stay feel really special. People
Top 3
really
board games.
Oh geez. Honestly, people love them all. Twister's a funny one.
Twister?
I think a lot of people see it and they're like, "Oh my god, that's they're having a couple drinks."
Right, I was just
or they
gonna
got
say,
the kids.
Okay,
yeah, no, that's a good one.
Twister.
Twister.
Is that like number 1?
Well, honestly, I'll hit Value Village and take a bunch of them because there's a lot of you can just get so many different things. There's so many different varieties. Sometimes puzzles are cool, but you kind of run people losing part of it. But
right.
Just things like that. Like for example, like with Scandi, it's on the river, so I'm not going to be supplying like kayaks or anything because there's
drowning hazard.
Well, there's a waterfall like right down from us, so I'm like, I'm not going to set anyone up for failure there. I don't need to be
let's
sued.
be real. I mean, I love people, but I don't have the greatest amount of confidence in some to like make responsible decisions.
No, exactly.
Safe decisions.
Yeah.
Because listen, I mean, I'm closer to 40 than I was 20, but like I made some dumb decisions when I was young.
Oh yeah, people can't be trusted. You always have to have that in mind. But I got like some fishing rods for the property this summer. Fine, they don't have to be top of the line or anything because you kind of expect people to break stuff.
Well, it's kind of like we bought a hot tub. It's new, but like it's not like kind of by your advisement, like got it on Wayfair, like, it's plug and play, probably didn't do enough research, it's friction heating, so it's like it's gonna, run the shit out of itself in the winter, but we'll see what the power bill says and the rental income. We'll see what happens. So, but I mean, they had a lot of good reviews, and some of them were like in New Jersey, so they must have had some pretty cold winters there.
Oh yeah, you can convert them over to the 220 volts, so like that'll keep you. You can.
All of them?
All of them. They always have a converter pack. So if you have, an electrician that knows what he's doing, like I've converted like 5 of them. So
even if they say they're not really supposed to be able to do it?
I don't think that most of them really advertise that they can be, but they just can. It's just wiring, really.
Right.
Yeah.
Just wire that sucker in. More juice.
Oh yeah, more juice, and you're off to the races all winter long.
I'm gonna call my electrician back. Because I called the company. I was like, hey, what's going on here?
They'll never keep up in the winter. Like, it's like the same as a hair dryer. It's not enough power. You need like a stove outlet or like think of your
so
your
even
dryer.
though they're saying technically it can. It's just
you definitely can. If you have I have someone I could give you, but you can.
They'll go.
I haven't seen one that you haven't that I haven't been able to convert yet. Oh yeah, they'll go anywhere. Like.
Okay. Well, we'll talk more offline about that. Yeah,
for the right price.
Enough money. I mean, my plumber went up there for handsome amount. But, I mean, saved my ass. Didn't have water running. Closing.
Oh, yeah, you were saying that.
It's like the worst heat tape job I ever seen. I knew it sucked when I looked at it, but I was like,
it's all the hiccups in the beginning, and then you'll eventually start running out of them because you've fixed everything and you've got it troubleshooted in case.
Man, it took me all winter. I thought, I could have probably slapped it on an Airbnb and rented it, but. And I mean, the other people did, but like there's like log homes got a lot of work. Like
Oh,
you got
yeah.
to reach. It's called rechinking. So like caulk the
Oh,
logs. I put
yeah.
like I don't know how much foam because it was like a draft. It was pretty
Oh, I
drafty.
know, but
So if
it's
you're
so
not keeping
fun.
up on it,
Mm-hmm.
but anyway, it's just nice to pick away at stuff. And it's like I don't know, some people don't like doing it, but it's like I don't know, when it's yours and
Oh my
you're
gosh,
taking care of
yeah.
your own stuff. Like
Yeah, I've dealt with frozen pipes a few winters in a row, but you figure out like you skirt it in, heat tape, you eventually get there, you know. But it's part of the cottage life. It's
yeah,
yeah.
it is what it is.
It happens to like new builds even, you know, like
Yeah.
you miss it in like a little tiny spot
And do you
and
find
it'll
like
freeze.
most spots, like cottages, like they're not really a ton of them on slabs or
No,
foundations. They're all mostly on piers or something.
most of the time, mine that's on the lake is or like a heated crawl space, something like that. But yeah, I mean, it's just kind of stuff. Like it's really nice if you can get something that's newer. Obviously, like Scandi is new.
Yeah. Well, we were talking because I think
Yeah.
you're like just after firming it up or getting it going that I was talking to you about, like
Yeah.
potentially getting mine and ended up getting it. So yeah, it's a beautiful spot, and I'm probably going to be leaning towards like some kind of like more modern looking. Just have a variety because I feel like 2 log cabins would be a lot of work.
Fair enough.
So,
To build as
you know,
well.
I got one. You know, we'll see. But
Yeah. It just has to be cool. Just keep that in mind, you know? It just has to be, people need to like it. They want to be there.
I think it's pretty cool. I mean, I'm biased, and
Yeah. No, I love yours. You showed me before, and I was
Yeah.
like, buy it. Because if I could, I would.
yeah.
So,
And I was like, okay, well, if the Airbnb queen says buy it, I was like, boom, it's good enough for me.
no, it's a wicked
And it
spot.
fits in the price point
The
that you
price
said,
was perfect.
right? So I was like, wow. And then I seen what they did for Airbnb for 6 months, like a couple of years they barely tried. So I was like,
100%. I think that's also a very good point to make is that people have to have realistic expectations. I think a lot of people think that it's going to be a lot better than it is, and I'm not saying that it can't be amazing. Like Scandi has been so good. We've been on it with the marketing. Shout out to Kat. She's been on the TikTok.
nice.
But you know, it's there, and it's like after last year, like I said, it was a little bit of a down year for a lot of properties. But you know, we've been working really hard on Scandi, and it was practically fully booked for February, which is great in a shoulder season. You know,
That is good.
so it's like you can do it. You just need to know what you're doing, and you know, I've made mistakes along the way. I've learned a lot. But yeah, like if you're marketing something right and you're kind of building it up and you know doing giveaways and just getting it out there, like once you start to get some really good guest reviews too, like you're put up in the algorithm on Airbnb.
Yeah,
So
they'll push you up there.
yeah, exactly.
While we're on that topic, couple learnings.
Oh,
Maybe
geez.
hard ones, good ones.
Yeah, I think
Maybe
that
a mix.
Yeah. I think over the last 5 years, especially with clients, say, buying properties, one thing that I've really learned is that they're not always, some people just they don't quite have what it takes to like stand out. And I don't mean, you know, like it's just something you have to kind of be passionate about. And like, if you think you're just going to buy a property,
Like haphazardly. Like it's kind of like my
and
little
just throw
vegetable
some furniture-
garden that I do. I'm like,
Exactly.
I want to do one, but I'm not good at it. But I'm going to throw some
Well,
seeds in here, and if they grow,
they think they
cool.
know what's going to work, but it's
Right.
just, it's not quite like you really have to think like as a consumer in Airbnb. And you have to kind of like, if you want to do really well with it, you have to be on it. You have to really care for it. You know, all of the little touches make the world of difference.
I mean, I think that's probably across all business, though, right?
Yeah.
Like you can't
yeah.
just like try and
No.
you can't be half pregnant. You know what I mean? Like you either are or you're not. I don't know if that's sorry.
No,
that's
that's
a good.
so funny.
You
That's
know what
so
I mean?
real.
It's
Yeah, like some people think that they're just gonna, you know, throw some like furniture in it. They can just IKEA the whole thing, or you know, it's functional, it works, so like it'll book. But then you know, they're skimping on photography and they're taking it with their iPhone, and like it's just not presenting well. Like it's just like people like design is strategy when it comes to Airbnb fully. Like it's the difference between like, to give you an example, the first property that I ever started with had an idea with like being able to watch TV in the hot tub. I was like, let's get a projector. And the way the window was, like you could set it up inside and pull the screen down out, and stream whatever you wanted, watch football in the hot tub, Netflix. That setup was probably, I don't know, $200, $250. And it made me so much money because it was so cool. People were like, I can't wait to get in the hot tub. And, people were like, oh my gosh, yeah. Like it's so
and you
simple.
just have a couple like exterior speakers or something?
Yeah, you can just Bluetooth it and bring it by the hot tub and, stick a Roku in it so it works right from the projector. And
yeah.
Oh,
yeah, you could just, because they're pretty smart. I used to have a projector, and then I did a renovation. Thought I was going to take the wall out it was on, ended up selling it, not taking that wall down.
Oh, no.
Now, mind you, I got I had to move my office out of my third bedroom and kind of make it in the rec room just so I had a place
but
to work.
It's really just about what's cool. Like, people love an experience, and that's fun, for like couples or like even a girls' night, even a guys' night. Like they want to watch football or
UFC.
People have booked it for the Super Bowl and they stream it or something.
Oh, nice.
Like there's a lot of cool things you can do that don't cost a lot of money. It's just like well thought out.
Do you know what's one of the things I love the most about my Airbnb acquirement? Is that a good? That's definitely not the right word, but like acquisition.
Yes.
Sorry, had a little moment there.
That's okay.
And it's really nothing to do with the actual Airbnb itself. It's had to do with some of the chattels that come with it. It actually has a DVD player.
Yeah, that's so
and
fun.
Like, it must be at least 60 DVDs.
I had an Airbnb.
So,
just
like if you want to be nostalgic, like what's the last time you popped a DVD and then went to the main menu and pressed play?
I know, it's so fun. And I have record players at a lot of different places.
I mean, I got Starlink, and if you want to watch Netflix or whatever, cool. But if you just want to pretend you don't have the Wi-Fi password and get on there and just watch a good old DVD.
No, it's so fun.
Or maybe you're like an older couple and you don't do the whole Netflix thing, but you want to watch a movie. And I mean,
but you're going to get those movies too that were back when they were making DVDs, right? So it's kind of a throwback and it's fun.
I got like The Shining.
Yeah.
Like, I got stuff like way back there.
Yeah.
Like,
no, they're great. You're like,
all good watches that if it come on Netflix, I'd be like, oh, absolutely going to watch that.
No, it's super fun. Stuff like that is just great. Like, it's like all the personal touches that make it so much better than staying in a hotel or, you're getting a whole experience. It's awesome.
I think so.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm definitely biased, but like every time I go there, I'm like, man, maybe I just like take it off Airbnb and like live in the woods and quit real estate and just like be a hermit and
it's
cut
hard
wood
to leave.
And,
yeah. No, I know.
Fish for my food and you know what I mean? It's like, what are we doing this for? It's crazy.
I know. But it's so nice to have it, right? So it's like you get to share it with other people and then you get to enjoy it. And it's a win-win.
It's funny you mentioned that because I was over there doing some work and my wife and daughter stayed back, baby, so she wasn't doing much work. So anyway, and it's hard to do a lot of work when you're trying to look after your wife and like, not like on top of them, but like, she's got to eat, she's feeding the baby. So I was over there just finishing up some touches because like I like to have things like if I'm going to share it with you it needs to be to my standard
100%.
And maybe my standard's a little unrealistic but like it has to be
well see this close. Is what I mean. This goes back to the difference between people being successful and not. It's the extra mile and it really is indicative again of your success. I don't want
to set myself up for failure.
No, well also it's like it's a reflection of you. Like Airbnb, you're held to such a different standard than you are in a hotel. You think if you like I'm giving this place a 1-star review.
They don't give a shit because they're getting 20 people in behind you.
Oh my, it doesn't matter to them. But I've had people more so this year. I find like there's a lot of guests taking advantage of AI and ChatGPT, and they're like, "How can I wheel the system and get money back?" I've had so many people that stay the whole stay, and then the day that they're leaving, they've got like a laundry list of this was wrong and this, and they've like. These are the type of guests that are taking pictures. They're moving the furniture. They're standing on the furniture to get photos on top of the ceiling fan. Like, you're weird. Like, have a glass of wine and sit in the tub. Like, you're being nuts. Like, of course, if you're looking for dirt, you're going to find it.
Sure.
Absolutely. Like, what does your house look like? And I'm not saying I have, like, very high standards for all of my properties. Like,
oh, man.
Like, I used to be a housekeeper for many, many years in my younger days. But, and so I think that when you're dealing with stuff like that, I used to, when I first started, I'd get so upset and I'd be like, oh no, like you do anything to make the guests happy or refunding them. But at this point, I don't do that anymore because
sorry you didn't enjoy your stay.
well,
Maybe don't come back next time.
You know, there's just like, there's being reasonable and there's not. And there's always going to be those people you can't please because they're not upset with your property. There's something going on in their life they're upset about. And unfortunately, you're taking the brunt of it.
Yeah.
And, you know, you can meet people halfway, but when they're like demanding a full refund for, you know, nothing that makes sense.
But you stayed the whole trip.
Oh, yeah. It's the people that go to a restaurant and eat an entire meal and then they
complain and ask
so they're
for a
like, that was
discount.
awful. I'm not paying for that. You're like, what? Like,
You ate it.
you stayed. Like,
Yeah. You put it in your mouth and you chewed and you swallowed it.
yeah, people are they're so mad. So, and the thing is too, like I've been in positions where, you know, you refund the guest, you apologize. There's going to be sometimes things that are out of your control.
Still
and
give you a shitty review.
yeah, well then you're going to give them all their money and then you're getting a 1-star review. So you're like,
You're getting the 1 star anyway, so
well,
might as well just take your money.
and I know how I know how Airbnb works at this point. Like Airbnb will step in and like, unless you have like certain evidence to show something, they're not making you do anything that you don't have to do. So like, it's all very reasonable in that regard. Like, so yeah, I mean, you just have to really be prepared for that, I would say. But I don't sweat that anymore. Like, I'll take the 1 star because I'm like, just out of principle, like, you're not getting a full refund. And if that's what, you know, and Airbnb you used to be able to call and like dispute a review and like be like, this is retaliatory, this is coercion, or
And they take it down.
and they'll take it down if it hits certain criteria.
Yeah,
Now
I tried. They didn't do it.
No, it's so hard now because it's all like, I'm pretty sure that whole department is now AI and it's like, and I don't know. I've given them so many smoking guns with it and you can't get it taken down. And again, the guests are just like little keyboard warriors now a lot of the time. And, you know, they come for me like professionally sometimes. They're like, you should be embarrassed. And I'm like,
Maybe you should leave.
I think
How about if
you
I
should
cancel your
actually,
stay?
you should be
and
embarrassed.
you vacate my
Yeah,
premises.
yeah.
I
Like,
mean-
I'm very reasonable, like until
You're not.
I'm not.
Until you don't want to be.
I'm like
sorry.
professionally rude sometimes. Just
Yeah,
back, you
that's
know,
the
because
best
it's
way.
like you don't get to talk to me that way. And
No, I think everybody deserves to be treated with respect.
100%.
Until otherwise,
exactly.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
I'll treat you how you treat me. But trust me, if you want to go down the road of like not treating each other good, like I can definitely drive down that road pretty well.
Oh my gosh, absolutely.
But anyway,
Yeah.
enough about shitty Airbnb guests and clients. What do you like? So you manage Airbnb. What does that look like? What services would you provide, like day in, day out? Is there different tier packages? Is there like a full service, a medium service, and then kind of like a very base level? Like, what does that look like if I was to hire you to do my log cabin?
Yeah, so we have like a very specific structure. You can be as involved or not involved as you like. And we're 18% of, you know, the nightly rate. So you're $200 a night, 18% of that. You know, the cleaning fee is separate and all things like that. That kind of becomes a wash within the platform if you're charging it anyway. But we just handle everything. So there's a lot of people that, you know, a lot of our clients that reach out to us have a lot of balls in the air and they just can't keep up with everything because it's
It is
24/7, right? Like, you know,
I had a hard time keeping up with the one downstairs from me.
I know. And then you have, you know, real estate's the same way for us. Being a realtor, it's 24/7. We don't have set hours. I wake up to about 30 problems on my phone, and by lunch, you know, I've extinguished half of them, but then there's more coming, and, you know, but that's just the nature of the beast. Like, there's pros and cons to this work, but I love it. Like,
Same.
I do. And
Sounds like we're complaining, but
yeah, no, I do.
It's a good problem to have.
I'm very thankful, but you know, a lot of people like need to be able to turn off, or they don't have a job or a lifestyle that can accommodate dealing with people at any given moment where they need something. So that's really where we step in, and you know, you're taking the money and we're handling it, and we get our cut of it, and you know, it's in our best interest to make you money as well because that works in our face. The same thing really is.
So you're not doing the cleaning, but you're doing all the bookings,
Yeah,
the
like-
management.
Yeah, we delegate everything. So, you know,
So-
landscaping, snow removal, something's broken, we're getting it fixed. We have cleaning teams everywhere. And, you know, that's like indicative, again, of your success
Right.
with
So you have pockets of people in different
everywhere.
areas.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. Like, do you generally need to like be more on the side where you guys are at, or do you have people kind of? Let's just. I keep pulling on mine because like we're in a different area, but like let's just say Caitlin and I are like, okay, we're tired of dealing with this cleaner.
Yeah.
Tired of dealing with all this crap.
Yeah. We'll take anything, to be honest.
Okay.
Like we
because I mean, it might be a realistic thing to.
Well, yeah. I mean, you never know. Yeah, we have a good handle on getting all of that built pretty quickly. I'm very good at solving problems. That's kind of what we do. Realtors.
Yeah, we're
property
problem
managements.
solvers. 100%.
All we do is we're
finding you what you want, how to get into it, what to pay for it, what's wrong with it, how are we going to fix the stuff that's wrong with it. And then it's like, is it still good enough for you to buy?
Exactly.
And then if it's not, well, what do we need to do to get it there?
You got to be quick on your feet, right? Like you got to be able to just figure it out. And
yeah, well, you're only good as your last deal, right?
Well,
We're
that's
disposable,
just it.
unfortunately.
I know.
Yeah, but that's the world
Property
we live
isn't,
in.
though.
I know.
So
yeah,
you don't want to be making expensive mistakes,
Yeah, trust me, I've made enough mistakes, but luckily not super expensive ones. Yet.
I think now, like with the experience I have with Airbnb and helping people buy, again, it depends on what it is that they're looking for, their goal with it. But, I'm very honest with people because I'm not going to set some like unrealistic expectations.
Right. It's like, well, you said. It's
like, no.
Right?
And that's the thing too with management. I think that sometimes, I've had clients, I feel like I'm feeling their financial stress like very heavily. I've got my own stress. Like I can't control the market. We as realtors cannot control the market.
Yeah.
Value is subjective with stays, with property.
Absolutely.
It totally correlates between the two. But I think I'm very honest with people because I've seen, booms, I've seen crashes, I feel like at this point in regards to like, a lot of people were hating on Airbnb last year. There's been a lot of changes with different fee structures within Airbnb. That's another day. But I think it really, I had somebody call me last week and send me this property that they're closing on in Chester. It's about 1.1 million. And they're like, is there a market for Airbnb? And I was like, well, yeah, there definitely is. But what's your goal here? Because if it's to cash flow, like I'm going to be honest with you, like these margins are going to be very difficult.
Cash flow on like a $6,000-$7,000 mortgage.
That's just what I mean. And it's just like, you could do good all summer, sure. But it's like, like you're going to have a very hard time.
Like I've talked to some people making some good monthly returns.
Oh yeah.
But it's still
I've had properties that pull 6 figures a year, it's still still though. Like
for sure.
There's it's just
because the mortgage is only part of it.
Exactly. You've got your taxes.
Right.
Housekeeping is going to run you depending what it is, how far it is, and good help isn't cheap. Like you don't want cheap work because then you're going to be returning guests on something not being what it's supposed to be when they arrive. And I think I don't want to be dealing with any of that anymore. I try to turn it off, but like I felt that a lot last year. Like I really, people are, they're struggling and they had this concept in mind and thinking that they're going to I never promise anyone with that. Like we can never guarantee income in property management.
Yeah, no.
We can't guarantee your house is going to sell in real estate. Like, we can have very well-advised opinions, but I think that people, I felt that a lot last year with quite a few clients, and it's like, well, I didn't make this investment. This was your investment, and
right.
Had you come to me maybe before making it, like I would have like advised you a bit better, but times were also a lot different 3 years ago than they are now. But
maybe you should have got a different agent.
Like
maybe one that knows what you were looking for and what you tried to do. Like
I
maybe
wish,
like you.
Well, yeah,
right?
I wish some clients, instead of spending what they did on a property, bought 2 small ones.
Yeah,
and we could have scaled them that way. Like it's so much easier, so much easier. And the thing with larger places too is you're going to attract a crowd, right? You don't want to have parties?
Right.
Well, good luck.
Well, like, you just put the party space on Airbnb the disclosure means nothing.
Exactly. And people can have 5-star reviews and then decide to have a rager. I've booked Airbnb staff parties, like,
of course,
in my earlier years and suffer the consequences of that. Not by like disrespecting a property, but, you're loud or, like it's going to happen. You just need to figure out how to like mitigate that and deal with it when it does, but you are opening yourself up to that. Whereas like if you have a smaller cottage, like you're probably not going to attract like a 20-person party. Like it's not.
I'd hope not.
Well, right.
But like funny story, when I first put my place up, used to be my garage, so my studio up on Airbnb, I had this inquiry come through. This guy wanted to rent it for like all summer. And it was like, when you first put it up there, I was like, oh shit.
Nice.
That's decent. And I go, hey man, like just seeing you guys book, just like wondering like, what brings you into town? Like, oh, well, me and 3 of my buddies were kind of just like want to explore Halifax for the summer and figured we'd just like hang out and party and, you know, rent your place. And I go, no. He goes, what do you mean? I go, it's a 250 square foot
Yeah, where are you going to fit?
studio apartment under my living room. And I go, quite frankly, if you guys are going to party under my living room, you guys would not exist anymore.
Yeah.
And they're like, what? I was like, no, it's not going to happen.
That was very smart on their part. Usually people are looking for an entire house and, you know, in a private area.
How are you going to sleep 4 people in a place with 1 bed and a pull-out? Like, well, we're just going to make it work. I go, no, well, listen, you're going to have to make it work somewhere else. I appreciate the inquiry.
Yeah.
But
if you were one person.
No bueno.
No.
Yeah, no, thank you. But thanks for being honest with me. Because if we would have not been honest and I figured this out after that, would have been a bad time.
Oh, yeah. No.
Yeah. Because like, you're living under my living room, bro.
Oh, I know. Like, reviews are helpful for guests when they have, like, a track record. Because sometimes, you know, one thing I look for, too, is, like, if another host is reviewing them and being like, you know, they were looking for everything to get a refund. And it's like, red flag, alarm bells. Like, that's the worst type of guest. But then, you know, there's people that, you know, maybe threw a party or this or that. But it's so hard to tell because I've had, you know, sometimes with certain requests, you have, like, a gut feeling it's coming in. And like you think like, you're like, that just something feels off about that. So you like decline it, but then their friend books it and you have auto book on. So then you can't cancel it without like reasonable for something reasonable essentially, or Airbnb will penalize you. And then, but yeah, I think you just get that you just have to be so specific with what you buy. Like if you're buying a larger spot and it has like a couple units in it or something, that's one thing. But it's, like your margins are just going to be really hard on, you know, anything 6, 7, 8 and above. Like it's great if it's going to be like your retirement one day or, you know, it's like your family cottage and you know, there's different reasons that would allow for that. There's some people that aren't in it to make money. They're just maybe trying to offset some expenses.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
It's just, I would definitely stick within. You just need to know your margins. You need to know the numbers, and you need to be like conservative and
don't overestimate.
Just
your
don't.
success.
Yeah, like
because everybody gets disappointed.
Almost
after
underestimate it, and then be really happy when it does better.
Yeah. What is that adage they say? Plan for the worst and take the best.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, something just like that. Yeah,
something like that. Maybe I didn't get it right.
No, but I
auto book or no auto book.
Do
you do it or do you recommend just reviewing
I do.
everything?
Like I do. Sometimes I take it off because I have like certain clients that like they own the property and I want to make sure that like I just want to double check that nothing was double booked.
Right.
But yeah, like auto book is good. People tend to like it more because it's like guaranteed. Like when people are like looking for something. Yeah. But sometimes, like.
Do you ever get duped by the old auto book with the good reviews? Or you still get a shitty person?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, people like they're having a bad day and you know it. Like, you know.
It's all coming out on you.
Yeah, like today actually even. I had somebody book my periwinkle perch at midnight on Saturday. And they had reached out before booking and say, hey, like, could you do $250 all in? Like, if so, I'll book right now. And I pay my cleaner $100 for that property. And, you know, it's on the ocean. It's got a hot tub. It's like, so, you know, and then there's the fees and the tax. So I can't really lower it anymore at that point. So anyway, she's like, oh, I had sent the pre-approval. She's like, oh, well, you didn't change the price. I was like, unfortunately, like I can't. Like anyway, so they booked, and they're like wondering, you know, if we can check in at 2 tomorrow, which I missed that because again, that came in really late. But they did show up at 2. Everything was fine. But I get like 3 missed calls, and I was just like in the middle of doing something, and we get a lot of calls as realtors. Like I'm like, you know, they'll text me, they'll leave me a voicemail, I'll call them right back. But I had like texted. I was like, hey, who's this? Sorry, I can't answer. Like, how can I help you? And they're like, it's Madison. I'm at the house. And I'm like, I'm like, what showing? Like, what house? Like, what Airbnb? Like,
There's so many things.
and so like they call again. So I finally pick up. They're like, yeah, like this is Madison. We're like in St. Margaret's Bay, like on the lake. And I'm like, on the lake? I'm like, St. Margaret's Bay. I got like a lot of properties like in that area. I was like, what's the address? Like, what's the name? And they're like, oh, 6576. I'm like, oh, okay. Like you're at Periwinkle Perch. So because they booked last minute, the automated message for all the info didn't go out. So I give it to them, whatever, fine. And they get there and they're like, oh, the propane tank's low. Like, if we go get one, will you reimburse us? I said, absolutely. And for your time, like, I'm so sorry about that. They're like, yeah, we want to use it tomorrow. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, you guys are checking out at 11, though. Like, are you going to barbecue bacon in the morning? Like, Anyway, teach their own. But then my housekeeper calls me today, and I had given them a late checkout at 12 because they wanted to stay a bit longer. And she walks in, and they're still there. And I'm like, oh, she's like, did I get that wrong? She called me. She was all panicked. I said, no, they got it wrong. Like, they're supposed to be out of there. And she's like, she thinks she's staying for a couple more days. I was like, for $300, they're thinking they're staying for a few days, like on the ocean with a hot tub? Like, what? Like, I would love to be able to offer that, but like, I would be free on my end. Like, I would make nothing.
Yeah.
Anyway, and you know, you're dealing with people like that sometimes that they don't really know.
They don't know anything apparently.
Well,
so you press 1 day.
Like
Do you generally have the ability to let them do 1 day, or do you have like a minimum?
Yeah, it depends. Like, so seasonality, like summer, it's usually always 2 days. In like shoulder season, I'll have Friday, Saturday booked together, and then Sunday to Thursday, like a 1 night minimum, because it just like, it helps my housekeepers make money and me. Like, I'll take it over nothing.
Right. You say Friday, Saturday booked together?
Yeah, like I like to have the weekends because weekends are usually your moneymaker.
Right.
People will
so
book 2 nights.
Get it on a Friday night, and then they're there Saturday.
Exactly.
Check out on Sunday.
Yeah, like so if somebody just books a Saturday, like you're kind of losing out on the Friday because people like to stay for 2 nights usually. So
well, we just literally, midday drove up, stayed Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
Then I had showings and stuff in the afternoon on Sunday, so we're back here. So
yeah.
I know you're super busy, but I just got a couple more things. So auto book, cool. For specific times, I guess.
Just play. You can pivot, right? Like just see what's going on. What's your schedule? What's your occupancy look like?
Right. And then minimum stay, very seasonally kind of approach there, or a seasonal approach. Like obviously you don't want to take away the weekend, a day of the weekend, because that's taking away income. So you got to be strategic there. Also, just a couple things like for new investors, that are looking to kind of potentially get into Airbnb. I know the first big one that comes to mind that we talked about is like, if you have a big budget, don't buy the giant place. No,
buy a couple.
Buy 2, maybe 3.
Yeah.
Whatever floats your boat. But just don't put all your eggs in one basket. Big basket.
In the big basket.
Right? Because you're not going to get the big return.
No.
Bigger isn't always better.
It's not.
When we're talking about rentals. Or at least Airbnbs.
Yeah.
I mean, if you got a big multi-unit, probably send it.
Absolutely.
But that comes with its own host of issues and problems in management, which you probably need a property manager for as well.
Yeah.
But we're talking Airbnb here. Anything else that comes to mind that maybe we didn't talk about that like would be really important for anybody thinking about short term, maybe even could be applicable to long term? And then we'll let you get back out in your day.
No, I think honestly, like the most important thing is knowing what their intention is with it. Like as an investor, like are you thinking, if you're thinking straight investment, you want a cash flow. So, know your margins and know what you can pull in and be conservative with that. And don't think that you can just charge $800 a night. And, like you can charge $800 a night, but you're going to maybe have 3 nights booked a month or whatever. Like it depends what it is, right? Of course. But just know, like, who's your clientele? Ask yourself, like, who are you renting to? Like, who do you want?
Yeah, what's your target demographic?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Young families, couples.
Couples, families are the wheelhouse.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
100%. That's what I'm going for.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Nice little romantic getaway, little
people
log
like
cabin.
us, right?
Yeah, regular people.
That's all we want.
That's the dream.
Don't want the crazies. And, of course, with high-end properties, you have high expectations. Yeah. And it can be hard to deliver those all the time because there's a lot of moving parts with all of that.
Of course. something I didn't consider. Obviously, high price, higher Airbnb rental fee, higher expectations, and then sometimes you get that clientele that fits in with all that.
Yeah, like the property that I have in Shelburne is actually, we're selling it right now. It's for sale. And it's got, a koi pond, a sauna, a hot tub. It's a nice layout inside. It's like right on the ocean, very close walk to like a white sand beach. There used to be like a little putting green in the front yard, which is fun. Lots to maintain though. Like mowing the lawn there cost my clients like $300 a pop.
I have a huge lawn too. I've been nervous about that.
And then, garbage removal is going to run you, and then housekeeping, and then paying me. And, there's a lot of things to kind of take into account.
You got to spend it to make it.
Well, yeah. And, that property's done very well. Like that property's pulled in over 6 figures a year, but
cash flow, obviously.
Yeah,
it's just too much headache.
Not so much. It's not too much headache. It's an awesome spot. It's just things to consider when you're buying. If you want to offer
too
more,
far from your other portfolio, maybe.
Yeah, I really like that one. It's my clients that own it are in Ontario, so they've been pretty hands off. They've made good money with it over the last 3.5 years.
Oh, this one's not yours.
No, this isn't mine.
Oh.
It's a really wicked spot. Yeah, they're ready for like another chapter. But yeah, it's just, I guess it's just always things to consider. Like I have learned at this point, more isn't always better, because it's just going to be like things start breaking. And then you have like for example, I had to install a net over the koi pond because there was this bird that kept pecking them off like last summer randomly, like my poor fish,
yeah.
Or
the eagles and the hawks.
Yeah, exactly. I forget it. I think it was a hawk, actually.
They'll get them.
They'll get them. And then, you have a sauna, and then it's wood-fired, so now you have to provide wood. And if you don't provide wood, then people sometimes get frustrated with you. And
sure,
it's, a cord is expensive. Stacking it is expensive. Bundling it for each guest is expensive. Keeping it dry is a pain in the ass. It's just all of those things. Like, you want to make it, as easy as possible. And we have a lot of fires now. There's burn bans all the time. I don't want somebody to get a fine. So, you get
burn your place down.
Yeah, you get a propane fire table, and then you can use those. But then you're supplying propane, so you got to make sure. There's just a lot of things.
It's like one solution, another problem.
You're trying to mitigate as many problems as you can have, essentially. So, that it's easier when you're working with a smaller scale. Like when you have a small overhead and things are working the way that they should. If you're buying an older property, that's something that you're going to run into a lot too. Like one of mine, have to do some significant upgrades to it in the next year, just to get it kind of where it's at. And so it's functional and things aren't breaking, so just all things to really consider. I had to redo my septic field at it.
Boo.
Boo.
It's a big one.
Yeah. So, and all the expensive stuff too is usually the things you don't see, right? It's we got plumbing, or the panel needs to be upgraded, or, I'm getting heat pumps. Now I need a 200 amp, and it's,
running out of room.
all of those things, you just want to think of a comfortability level and what people are going to, what's going to boost the enjoyment factor, and how much that's going to cost, and how much it's going to cost to maintain.
All right. All good stuff. So that's kind of all I have for you. I just wanted to thank you for coming on. Sara, realtor, property manager, problem solver.
Chaos coordinator.
Right, chaos coordinator.
That's all
the above.
Yeah.
That's kind of a little bit of real estate and property management kind of mixed in there. So, thanks again for coming on. I know we talked about it for a little bit. We finally made it happen. Hopefully this has been informative for those that may be looking to venture in that space. And obviously, if they have questions, they should definitely reach out to you.
Yeah, or both of us. Yeah. We can both help you buy a property. But
on the management piece, she's more the expert. So if that's what you need, we'll make sure we have all your Instagram, all your info in the description. And we're also going to be sharing some content about the episode. So thanks again. Hope you have a great week. And we'll see you down the hallway.
That sounds great.
All right.